This is part 3 of my experience using HRT as a woman who was going through perimenopause. I really encourage you to look at parts 1 and 2 to get some background into why I started using HRT and how I got my doctor to prescribe it. So the theme really is I didn't become someone new, I became myself again. So my doctor prescribed me the lowest dose, which is the 25 microgram estradiol patches, and I have the Mirena IUD as the progesterone component. So you need both, especially if you've still got your uterus or you haven't had a hysterectomy. I felt a little bit nervous because I think I'd built it up in my head that this would be something that would really help with my perimenopause symptoms. And before I describe how it helped, I got into the mindset of, well, if it doesn't work or it makes me feel bad, I'll just stop. So that's one thing I also encourage a lot of women who are afraid of trying HRT is like, no one's holding your hand to the fire if it doesn't feel good or if it doesn't work. Although you do need to give it a few months because sometimes you need to adjust your dosage, you can always just stop. So I noticed some early changes within 2 weeks of starting HRT. My sleep improved dramatically. Literally within 48 hours, I think I got my first high quality 7 hours sleep without waking up in the night at about day 3. And that was literally a game changer right there. When I woke up, I was like, what the heck? It felt like the fog had cleared. I felt amazing. My joint pain reduced. Now I'd always had this kind of slight achiness in my hips and my knees, and I'd had this frozen shoulder for 2 years. Now within 2 weeks I could lift weights above my head again, so that disappeared. So what was literally happening was estrogen was flooding to my joints again and lubricating them again and freeing them up, and I made the most of it. I started doing some deep stretching, I started lifting heavy weights again. I felt really good. My energy overall lifted and my motivation went with it, and I've always been a really motivated and goal-oriented person when it comes to physical health, but I did lose my way in the trenches of perimenopause symptoms. And having that motivation and excitement and energy to work out again just felt so good. My gut symptoms settled, but by that stage I'd also made some changes to what I was eating. I cut out sugar, I cut back on alcohol, and I also leaned towards an anti-inflammatory diet, which is something I've stuck to. And my skin started to clear up. So I'd always had this kind of redness and rosacea that was really bad during perimenopause. It was a couple of years before I could figure that part out, but my skin cleared up and yeah, I felt really good. My anxiety went away. I mean, I'd never had anxiety before perimenopause. I'd had nervousness about exciting new things that I'm going to try or standing up and talking in public that I prepared for, and I think those nerves are good, but anxiety is that self-doubt, imposter syndrome style of negative self-talk, and I'd never had that before. So when I had that as a perimenopause symptom, that really threw me over the edge. So not having anxiety again because I'd started HRT was an absolute win. On the physical side, because I had noticed a change in body composition, I didn't expect that the body composition would shift back again, because over 5 years of perimenopause symptoms, that's between the age of 45 and 50, I would expect that my body would change naturally. I'm getting older. But what I did notice was that I just had a lot more energy and ambition to get strong. So instead of lifting weights to change the way I looked, I started really mentally shifting towards, I want to be really strong. I started to really dive into the science of muscle and how important it is, and having more is better, especially as we age. And so that mindset shift around having more lean muscle to just be strong versus change the way my body looks became a really important part, and that went in tandem with taking HRT. Another thing is I noticed that I recovered a lot better, but by that stage I'd already implemented really good recovery techniques before HRT because I was hurting so much. So I was doing a lot more yoga and a lot more recovery walks and a lot more general stretching. So I wanted to keep that because the stretching and the yoga started to spill over into mindfulness, and that actually helped me generally throughout life. So I just held on to that, although I noticed that after workouts with HRT, I wasn't hurting so much anymore. So it's really important to frame that HRT isn't a silver bullet or a magic fix. It worked alongside my lifestyle, not instead of it. I believe the combination of the hormonal support of HRT, strength training, nutrition, and stress management was the real key to me feeling like myself, but a better version of myself again.